A young man named Liam stepped out of a corporate building, clutching a rejection letter in his hand. It was his 5th failed job interview that week, and he was down to his last $20. The sky was gray and heavy, and within moments, a freezing rain began to pour, matching the storm inside his heart. He pulled his thin coat tighter and hurried toward the subway station, head down. Trying to hide his frustration from the world, just near the entrance of the station sat an elderly woman on a plastic crate. She was shivering violently, wrapped in a tattered shawl, with a bucket of wilting red roses at her feet. People rushed past her, ignoring her quiet pleas. Liam stopped. He looked at his wallet, then at the woman shaking hands. He sighed, walked over, and asked, "How much for a flower, ma'am?" The woman looked up with eyes full of surprise. $2, son?" she whispered, her voice trembling. Liam looked at the rejection letter in his other hand, then back at her. He took out his last $20 bill and placed it in her cold palm. "Take this," he said gently, "and please, go home and get warm. You shouldn't be out here." The woman's eyes welled up with tears. She tried to give him the roses, but he shook his head. "My husband used to grow these," she said softly, gripping his hand. "He told me that even in the harshest winter, kindness can make anything bloom. You remind me of him." Liam smiled sadly, wished her well, and walked home in the rain, penniless but feeling a strange warmth in his chest. 3 weeks later, Liam finally landed a job. On his first payday, he rushed back to the subway station, hoping to find the woman and buy every flower she had. But the corner was empty. The crate was gone. He asked a nearby street vendor about her. The vendor shook his head grimly. "Old Martha. She collapsed a few days ago. Someone said she was about to lose her house. She lives down on 4th Street, number 2. Liam's heart sank. He immediately bought a warm blanket and a bag of groceries and ran to the address. The building was run down, the hallway dark. He knocked on door to be a weak voice, said, "Come in." Inside, the apartment was freezing. The heat had been turned off. Martha was lying on a bare mattress, coughing. She looked frail. When she saw Liam, she squinted. "The boy with the $20, she rasped. Liam rushed to her side, wrapping the new blanket around her shoulders. "I told you, kindness makes things bloom," he said, his voice shaking. He pulled out an envelope from his pocket, his entire first paycheck, and placed it on her nightstand. "I paid your heating bill on the way up, and this is for the house. You aren't going anywhere." Martha grabbed his hand, tears streaming down her wrinkled face. "Why?" she asked. "Why would you save an old woman like me?" Liam smiled, tears in his own eyes. "Because when I had nothing, you gave me hope. You reminded me of who I wanted to be." They sat there in the warming room, 2 strangers connected by a single moment of compassion. The next day, neighbors saw a sign on Martha's door, "Bills paid in full."